Hello everyone, I'm Max Kaczynski,
And I'm Delaney Kepner.
and we have the honor of being the current anchors of Wax News.
There have been many faces before us in these seats, and many different milestones in general to the product that you now recognize as Wax News.
Wax News is a product of the multimedia production class that began back in 2001. Wax News began as a virtual video product filmed with a table, folding chairs, and VHS cameras. In addition to a relatively small online presence, Wax News was published on Time Warner Cable Channel 19 for the whole Alden community to see.
Over the course of its years, Wax News adapted went through several different stages from daily announcements to weekly newscasts, and eventually to bi-weekly newscasts due to the alternating block schedule. Students on Wax News became local celebrities around town and soon would become even larger celebrities.
We've had a lot of success stories with our news program here at Alden. Christy Witt comes to mind, who was a producer with Channel 2's Daybreak in Buffalo for a while, and now she's actually in the area of media law. And in addition to that, Eric Hammerschmidt, who graduated from here, is now a radio DJ for Entercom Buffalo. Mike Soberai, who graduated here, went through the Wax News program, and now he's the videographer. He has a lot of the editing over at Channel 4 in Buffalo. And just a lot of other people who have gone through and are pursuing careers in broadcast communications, or maybe even degrees at local schools. And that's really great to know that we've had them come out of this program.
In the 2009 and 10 school year, a new journalism course was added to the course catalog at Alden High School, Online Publishing. Online Publishing would be under the direction of Mr. Curran. Students produced a bi-weekly online newspaper known as the Bulldog. The Bulldog would become a successful brand that quickly spread to social media outlets like Facebook and Twitter.
Online Publishing started as a class in 2009, and prior to that it was really the school newspaper was more of a club. So this allowed, what was nice about the class was that it allowed time built into the day to really devote to creating a good news product for students. It was created by students, and it was for students and teachers to stay informed. It was nice because it allowed us to inhabit a space in the school day that was already being inhabited by students, and that was, of course, being online.
Mr. Mashi says he remembers when he heard about online publishing. He notes that the course would be competitive with Wax News in the area that they lacked the most, an online presence.
I remember on the Wax News end of it thinking, oh no, they're gonna totally dominate the online presence, because we just weren't quite there yet. You know, we were focusing all of our time on video production and pushing things out on TV. And after a while, it was like, you know what? No, we should just team up and combine those efforts together to have one universal student news program.
For a few years, the news groups would be friendly competition, exploring different avenues of publishing student media. That is, until the 2014-15 school year. Enrollment was down in Wax News, and administrators decided it was a good opportunity to take a step back and really look at the student news products.
The Bulldog would carry on online for the year, and soon everyone agreed that the two news outlets should become one. Mr. Mashi, Mr. Curran, Mr. Ryan, and many other people worked behind the scenes to plan what it would take to make the most successful student news program for the district.
For the 2015-16 year, the team blended the online excellence of the Bulldog and combined it with the multimedia avenues under the Wax News name. With all the redevelopment came some reconstruction as well. Last summer, Mr. Mashi designed the second remodel of Studio 105 that he has been a part of. The new design had to account for changes, not only in versatility, but technology as well. Tom Northam, who volunteers as our set builder for musicals and plays, also stepped in to make the vision come to life.
If you look around the room, you can actually tell that we have state-of-the-art technology in here. We used to have a mobile Mac cart that we shared with other classes. It just wasn't feasible for production purposes with the smaller screens, not the beefy computers that we need. We were able to get those with the help of our IT department and our administration, which has revolutionized things tremendously for us. We have all the right equipment. We have a space that is really versatile in terms of we can do everything virtual if we want to, all green screen product. We can flip the walls around, and then all of a sudden then we have whole other location we can use. We have a specific corner that we can use for interviews, for breaking stories. This is a little bit something different than what you see with the news desk with the typical black background. In addition to that, we can pretty much film anywhere in our space and it'll be on camera ready. the space really sells the genuine experience for the students that they're working in a TV studio.
Now, in the updated space, the media production studio boasts 17 iMacs, 24 iPads, 6 HD camera kits, and of course a versatile space for many to use. The goal of the new studio is to be a workplace not only for the media production class, but for high school groups working on multimedia for the purpose of publishing student work. This year has included courses like American Film, Public Speaking, English 12, Photography, and even Chemistry.
Along with the new space, we've been working hard behind the scenes to pilot new ideas for the course. In the fall of 2015, we launched the all-new Wax News website. The new site has a clean, professional, and modern look. The site is broken down into sections for breaking news, top stories, school news, community news, special events, videos, arts, and even an impressive Bulldog sports section. All of the content on the site can be edited by students who are given specific permissions depending on their role in the course.
One of our most popular segments on the web has become In the Halls, a segment where we stop students at random in the hallways and ask them their opinions on current events. Within the halls, we've realized how incredibly important our integration with social media like Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube is. In fact, In the Halls has become the most liked, shared, and viewed content on our social media outlets.
The cool thing about our news site and our social media outlets is that we can actually monitor the reach and success of all of our student-produced content. Mr. Mashi explains our analytics.
So we can measure the analytics from our Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and website, all through analytics like this. This is for the website from this past week, our April Fool's Day week. And we can see that obviously on April 1st there was a large spike in website traffic, and there were 5,648 page views total. And out of those, 74% of them were brand new visitors to the site. So we can tell that they liked what we were doing, and now our hope is to kind of retain them so that we can count on their views later on. And also in this area, we can tell that the average time they were on the site was only about 46 seconds, enough to read maybe like an article, and they saw 1.38 pages per visit. So what that means is now we want to work on trying to keep them there longer to see more of the content. And as far as providing real feedback for what the students are producing, this is absolutely key to what we're trying to do here.
The multimedia production course in the curriculum allows students not only to focus on writing and journalism like online publishing did, but we've added multiple layers to it. Students are responsible for creating and editing their own video content. Students are responsible for sharing that content. Students are responsible for creating and maintaining social media networks, our Wax News Facebook page, our Wax News Twitter page. These are student-run pages, which is great because, like everything in the course, those networks, like everything in the course, allow for students to create a real product for an authentic audience. So this course marries writing, journalism, video editing, and all of the skills necessary in broadcast communications in general, while allowing for real feedback from the outside world. And I feel that that, coupled with everything else that we've got going on, really creates an authentic learning experience for our students.
Currently, multimedia production runs in an 80-minute block every other day, all year. There are student leaders like our producers Kelsey and Max, and the anchors like Delaney and I. The student leaders work with the reporters to get the news out as quickly as possible, but a typical news cycle is 2 weeks so that students get an average of 5 days to complete their assignment.
Since the news doesn't stop, it would be more than ideal for there to be a news team working every day. And because of gaining interest in high enrollment numbers, it looks like that might be possible for the year ahead. In the 2016-17 school year, high school counselors are looking at the possibility of adding 2 sections of multimedia production, which would mean while the news teams would still alternate every other day, there would be a group in the studio every day to cover the latest in Alden's news.
Having 2 groups presents more opportunities for the Wax News brand. Mr. Mashi explained that maybe 2 different products is the right answer.
Mr. Curran and I are discussing with our production team right now what we can do with the second group to maximize our production right now. And what we're looking at is something that will complement what we're already doing right now with the news. Something like a morning show or a late night show, something that's a little bit more entertaining, still feeds off the news, and might drive people to see more of the Wax News product. And then with that, you know, it might eventually lead to a more advanced group. So you might be able to have a basic media production, and then you might be able to have an advanced media production. And what that might do is give students the opportunity to look at things from the basic news side and learn all of the skills necessary to succeed, and then be able to do something a little bit more advanced, like one of those products, like a late show or a morning show, which would be a little bit more complicated in terms of writing, video editing, and just the production aspect in general.
Of course, we couldn't be successful without all of you, our viewers, students, teachers, and parents. We'd also like to extend an enormous thank you to our district administrators and school board for your continued support.
We thank you so much for supporting this incredible course and hope you'll stick with us all as we continue to grow.
You can view all of our content online at any time at wacs.aldenschools.org or on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, or Apple News by searching WACS News.
From all of us at Wax News, thank you. I'm Max Gazinski.
And I'm Delaney Kepner. And it's a great day to be a Bulldog.